Turns out 2024 wasn't your year, and you think 2025 is going to be any better? I won't be mad if you close this video without finishing it, but I sure would hate for you to break your New Year's resolution to commit to things already. You've already clicked on this video instead of studying a language, or picking up an instrument, or grabbing a chin-up bar. Well, if you've truly thrown in the towel, then let me at least introduce you to some games that are worth you wasting your time on. By the way, if you see the little demo man in the corner, that means the game has a free demo available right now. Warden's Will has no demo, but it's already out because I took too long to make this video. Way to go, past me. I first learned about the game on Twitter, where the devs said, "Check out my game," so I did. Yeah, it's just that easy, folks. With how badly Gearbox mucked up Risk of Rain 2, I don't think you'll have a problem finding lobbies in this game on release day. If your New Year's resolution is to make even one friend, this might be a good place to start. The graphics remind me of Borderlands, which is a good thing as I can't think of anything else about Borderlands I actually like. You're not going to find Silksong on this list, and it's not me being a hipster. I played Hollow Knight, I just wasn't a big fan. Blade CHimera caught my eye, not just with the excellent animations, but everything seems so fluid. There is a lot going on, but it doesn't look clunky or cluttered. This is the team behind Touhou Luna Knights and Record of Lodoss War D-Lit and Wonder Labyrinth, so any doubts that they bit off more than they can chew should be wiped out with that pedigree. I'm the only guy to never pick up Elden Ring, and since Dark Souls 2 was my third most played game last year, I'm definitely in the mood for Tyrant's Realm. It's really hard to give me Dreamcast era aesthetics, dark fantasy designs, roguelike treasure, and a dodge roll, and have me not coming out a happy customer. If this game controls as good as it looks, I can see it being a sleeper hit until whatever the hell Night Rain is comes out. Dragon Ruins 1 is self-described as a micro game for tired people. Brevity is the soul of wit after all, and any clod can just toss mechanics and bells and whistles into a game to keep you invested. Dragon Ruins cuts through the crap and gives you the dungeon crawl experience without the feeling that you're dragging your dick through a mile of broken glass just to hear a priestess fart through a walkie-talkie. I'm not saying every game needs to be boilerplate, but not every game needs to be wizardry levels of you lost this battle when you rolled an installation wizard. Let's be honest, I'm not getting any younger, or less full of microplastics. What games am I interested in? Games that grab my interest. Sounds obvious, but take a look at Effulgence. Every second of this 30-second trailer has me asking, what's that? Or, what's happening? I sound like I'm in the dementia ward of a nursing home. In a mere half minute, this game has created an appetite in my mind that only it can satiate. That's just damn good marketing and damn good editing. I wish my editing was half that. Mohrta, more like most anticipated game. Scumhead's latest project seems like a natural evolution of his previous work, Vomitorium. Each one of his games I've played thus far feels entirely different and, more impressively, like a brand new world. Sure, I'm looking forward to killing the most exotic, dreamlike fauna this side of Zen, but even just exploring the nooks and crannies of dungeons or vibing in the hub world he's created has got me hyped. Out of all the games on this list, this is the only one I played the demo for, and I couldn't help myself, man. I just been waiting to play this game so badly. Power of 10 was a fantastic little game that released in 2023 that went by unnoticed like a shooting star above a planet of navel gazers. Hell, even I forgot to include it in my Hidden Gems video. Now, the devs are back with their take on auto-battlers, and I would not be surprised if, once again, they caused me to fall in love with a genre I previously didn't care about. Pick your classes, upgrade your guys, get your random buffs, You know the roguelike formula by now. Remember what I said about how it's hard to not grab me if your game looks like it's from the Dreamcast? I saw the great Iron Pineapple play this in one of his many terrific videos, and it looked exemplary. It feels like someone went back in time to E3 2002 and plucked a game from it and are releasing it now. Seriously, download the demo and just see how much they've crammed in here, but while giving it time to breathe and let you soak in the atmosphere. If this looks even slightly appealing to you, I don't think you'll be disappointed. There's no trailer for Lands of Achra yet, so enjoy the trailer for the previous game, Path of Achra. Lands of Achra is an auto-battler. So what makes it stand out in comparison to Neon Auto Party? The flavor. This is the dark fantasy to Nap's sci-fi. The Berserk to Space Battleship Yamato, if you will. I'm a huge sword and sorcery guy, and the developer Ulfsire has managed to capture that flavor so complete he almost makes it look easy. Build constructs, armies, and combos to make sure your legion of rat men can take on those arrogant dragons or human soldiers. Yeah, I'm pro-rat. What about it? As soon as I saw From the Makers of Post Void, I was hooked. Keep Driving is a road trip game, kind of like Oregon Trail, where you have to manage money and passengers and fuel while experiencing random events. I feel inclined to say these aren't my type of game, but honestly each indie one I've played has been terrific. You can easily see that visually it's a treat, and trust me, from what I've heard of the soundtrack, it's definitely pulling its weight. Look, I know it was 2 decades ago, but making a game about your first car that takes place in the same time period as when I got my first car both delights and frightens me. It defrightens me? I don't think anyone that knows me would expect me to be as excited for Scarlet Deer Inn as I am. An emotional narrative platformer? Me? Where's the revolver? Where's the dodge roll? Where's the curvy babe in the HC Olamotes jersey? This game doesn't have any of that because it doesn't need any of that. It doesn't need its unique art style based on embroidery to give textures actual texture. It doesn't need traditional folk music performed on actual traditional instruments. It doesn't need any of that because everything you see here is made by just 2 people, a husband and wife. That's right, this game is literally being made with love, so eat shit, every other game on this list. What? I can like games with a big budget too. It's just so rare that games that look like this interest me that it feels almost like a game from a parallel universe where AAA gaming wasn't completely dog water. As for Expedition 33 itself, what's the draw? Well, it's a Japanese role-playing game made by the French. It's been a while since I played one of these 4 fellas in a line game. They used to be my bread and butter back in the day. Dragon Quest, Xenogears, Legend of Legaia. So seeing this game announced felt quite serendipitous. My only concern is if my PC can actually run it. You guys don't think I play all these indie games by choice, do you? I'd be a Concord streamer if I could. What's that? What? It did? Two reasons I'm picking this game up. Love me Castlevania, and love the dev's previous game, Simple As. Prison City essentially got my vote as most underrated game of 2023. I mean, is there anything else to say here? You know what you're getting with this one. You're either thinking, hell yeah, finally, a classic Vania. Or, when is Mr. Streamer gonna talk about a city builder or a farming sim? Keep waiting, buddy. Speaking of games being worked on by devs I like, here's Captain Blacksword. Immediately, at a glance, I'm glad this game is coming out, just so people will stop saying Assassin's Creed Black Flag is the best pirate game. If you've played the dev's previous game, The Caribbean Sail, you'll know he's no slouch when it comes to nautical nonsense. There isn't a demo for this game, but the trailer on the Steam page has commentary from the dev himself explaining his thoughts while making the game, which shows just how committed to the project he actually is. Probably my #1 game on this list that has me begging, saying, please don't be vaporware. I even joined the Discord to make sure, and it seems like development is humming along smoothly. The Elder Scrolls III Morrowind is my pick for Game of the Year all years, so anything even remotely close to that is going to draw my eye. You know what they say, shoot for the moon and you'll land amongst Azora's star. I saw one guy on the Steam forums is upset that the game switches to turn-based combat instead of real-time. You guys really got people out here complaining about mixing caramel with dark chocolate? I'm doing both Super 10-Pin and Future Reality Racist League at the same time because they're both from the same developer, who is also the publisher, I think. Whatever. Super 10-Pin looks like an N64 game I rented from Blockbuster because I'd already played everything else in the store. Then when I got home, I thought, I'm going to play this for 5 minutes before switching back to Bomberman 64, and then I ended up sinking a whole weekend into it. Future Reality Racing League, or Fure Raure, looks like something I'd play one night at a friend's house at a sleepover, and then think about it for the rest of my life. My point is, both these games remind me of a time when sleeper hits still existed, even with something like Nintendo Power. Oh wow, it's been a while since we've seen a modern-looking game on this list, huh? I'm sure some game has mixed real-time and turn-based tactics before, but if they have, I haven't played it, and it probably didn't look this good. My dream game is a cross between Heroes of Might and Magic 3 and Kingdom Under Fire: The Crusaders, and this might be the closest I'm gonna get. I've been itching to play a tactics game for a while, and with the variety of levels, units, and mechanics on display here, Enter the Chronosphere is a clear frontrunner. In Chain Staff, you play as a soldier with an alien for a head defending Earth using a spear and a grappling hook. For most games, you can just say, grappling hook, and I'm immediately intrigued. I haven't played any of the devs' previous games, but they've released a variety of games focused on action and humor and being reasonably priced since 2011. While at first glance, the Earthworm Jim inspiration seems obvious, it actually reminds me more of Vector Man of all things, and how it managed to convey the weight of enemies and things you interact with. Come for the gore, stay for the giggles. I see a lot of games where the apparent gimmick is the lol so random XD, isn't this game crazy? And I don't even bat an eye. GoblinAmerica seems like there's an actual method to the madness. You don't make an enemy of the sun unless you're an experienced practicing schizo. The colors and UI remind me of the FMVs and old CD-ROM games that came pre-packed with my gateway in the 90s. I've only got 3 things to say. God bless goblins, God bless guns, and God bless America. What? I'm actually excited for a horror game? Me? It's quite rare, but it does happen from time to time. I was actually disappointed when the demo ended just from watching somebody else play this. Armed with my father's rifle and a pet mouse with psychic powers, I'll have everything I need to turn my extended family into my dismembered family. I will probably need someone to do the puzzles for me, though. Nature abhors a vacuum. There's no modern game that plays like Splinter Cell. There's no modern game that plays like Halo. Not even Halo. And there's no modern Power Stone. Until now. Kings of Hell is a 3D beat-em-up with online co-op. You've got your special moves, unlockables, and copious amounts of cussin'. It's not called Kings of HE Double Hockey Sticks. It will release into early access with a handful of chapters and characters, and then progressively release more. The only thing I think this game is missing is a hot demon babe, as the current cast is the biggest sausage fest this side of Vienna. Okay, I don't know if this plays like Vampire Survivors or Wonderful 101 or Dynasty Warriors or what, but it looks really cool. Unless the controls are like The Last Guardian tier, I can't imagine that this game won't be a hit just from the style alone. Just watching the trailer, I think, yes, we get it. You made an awesome game, you bastards. Now let me play it. According to the Steam page, they use a real-time pixel art generating system, and the music is played in real time. It also changes according to the situation. What? Does it go, when I die? C Piezophile. This game, dude. At its core, it's a first-person horror game set underwater. The real appeal is the developer. As far as I know, he hasn't made any other games. But this guy, he never breaks character. Not on the Steam forums, not on Twitter. He is 100% committed to the bit. This guy is either a consummate artist or he's some type of autismal lightning rod for the voices in his head. Either way, that sounds like fertile ground for a masterpiece to me, and out of all the games on this list, this is the one I'm most curious to see how it turns out. Oops, I probably shouldn't have put both underwater games right next to each other. Juxtaposing perfectly with the previous game is Death in Abyss. This also takes place 40,000 leagues below, but now the horror is you, because you've got lasers, and missiles, and barrel rolls. As paradoxical as it may sound, I believe it's hard to fuck up Star Fox, unless you're the actual Star Fox franchise. Seriously, even as a kid I remember seeing ads for Star Fox Adventures and Nintendo Power and thinking, what the fresh hell is this? Just give us Star Fox 64 2 already. Actually, X-Zodiac is already out and probably closer to a real Star Fox successor. Death in Abyss is more like a game made by that goth chick that accidentally sat on your lap during your buddy's party after everyone passed out and you both were watching Rocky Horror Picture Show. And you never followed up on it because she wasn't actually interested in you, right? She was just teasing you, like she couldn't really love you. I mean, after all, how could anyone ever love you? If you would have asked me a year ago what I thought my game of the year for 2024 would be, I would have said Felvidek, no question. From the art, to the music, to the gameplay, to the setting it takes place in, it seems tailor-made for me to love it. Now, here we are a year later, and what do I think of it? Well, I haven't played it actually. I did buy it though, and I do want to play it, but this was a crazy year. Not just for me, but for indie games in general. Especially in June, man. June. There was like 3 games coming out every single day that were really good for the entire month. I played a ton of fantastic games that I never got to make a video on. Sorry, Cryptmaster. Sorry, Kitten Burst. I spent too much time on other hobbies, new and old. I got rid of DVD and CS from my hard drive permanently, thank goodness. I even reunited with an old love, Dark Souls 2. No, it's actually great. I have seen the light, or dark in this case. Anyway, what was the best game of 2024? It's UFO 50, dude. It's not even close. You want 25 games that might be cool in 2025? Here's 50 games that are only 50 cents a piece. I'll give you Disco Elysium fans out there a few seconds to do the math. Look at any other video on UFO 50 and they'll say the same stuff. It's a wonderful love letter to the golden age of gaming. A beautiful bouquet of indie games' finest, blah, 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 blah. That's not why I love UFO 50. That's all well and good. What I love about UFO 50 is that it's a fantastic litmus test for exposing the brainlets in gaming. You know, the posers, the secondaries, the tourists. Oh what? The graphics aren't real enough for you? Not enough ray tracing? Not enough beautiful models turned into abominations? The music isn't epic enough for you? You prefer the remake of Maiden Astrea's theme over the original? This all sounds like bleeps and bloops to you? Or maybe the games are too hard and you need help, or they're too obtuse and you need a guide or your handheld. Or maybe the games aren't serious enough. Shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of my hobby. Go play mouthwashing and other feels slop and stay in your fucking lane. Alright, this video's gotten a little bit too shitposty, so let's end this. If you actually care about gaming, look at some of the games I've featured here and buy UFO 50. If you don't care about gaming, then why are you here? Why am I here? Why are any of us here?
Neil deGrasse Tyson, the universe doesn't care. Shit. The universe cares. That's why we're here.